The start of something new brings the hope of something great, which means anything is possible. Hello my dear learners, welcome to my channel. My name is Namita and today's video is dedicated to those learners who have already crossed the threshold of age 40. So you are someone who was born in the 70s decade, 60s decade or 50s. So you come from a time which was not virtual, the time which was real. You have seen the real transition happening. Yes, in these virtual times we are getting the benefit of connecting on this level, but you know that it was a different feeling back then when we were not in a virtual era, when people would not hook up on Facebook and break up on WhatsApp, when emotions were real, not the emojis that we see now in our keypad. These are the only emotions that people know of. When people would literally invest in giving a call to their friend, relative or anyone on their birthdays, anniversaries, festivals. Now it is all just about forwarding a message. No emotions, no feelings, just typing something, not even typing, forwarding a GIF, nothing more than that. So you come from those times when the connections and the bondings were real. I believe that your wisdom, your sanity and your stability has ripened you to learn, understand and speak English in a better way. And why not? This is the perfect time to start gaining a new skill, start learning a new skill, which is English speaking. It has gained a lot of importance these days because English is a global language. We cannot deny this whole fact anymore that if someone is not able to speak in English, then he or she can get away with it. We travel a lot. We have a lot of new opportunities to explore. So why not learn this new skill? Even if you are a working professional, even if you have a business of your own, or even if you are a homemaker, then also the relevance of this language cannot be denied. So this is the best time. I believe this is the best time to start learning something new because you are much more stable mentally and emotionally now. But in this journey, I would say that you don't get into this whole virtual thing like all the other youngsters are doing. You keep attached to your previous self when things were not virtual, when real things had a lot of meaning. Then only you'd be able to take this journey smoothly and reach your goals easily, right? So I was talking about the times when people would write letters to each other. Do you remember that time when it was not just about sending an email or sending a WhatsApp message? There were no video calls. Letters were the only way of communication. See the amount of effort those days people would put in. Taking out a paper, penning down your feelings, thoughts, any message that you want to convey. It was all done with so much of investment. People would invest their emotions, their time, their feelings into it. And the amount of patience people had back then, because a letter would not reach with just 2 blue ticks, right? They were waiting for that letter to arrive, and then the person who has written would wait for the reply. There was so much of patience, and the sweetness of waiting for the letter was something else, which is missing nowadays. People don't see 2 ticks on their message being sent. They become very impatient. What has happened? Why isn't he or she responding? But you have seen the sweetness of that time. So why don't you start writing letters? Letters to yourself, if to no one else. Write a letter to your younger self who's proud of you, who has seen your entire journey, who has seen you fighting silent battles, but you've come out as a warrior. You have maintained your sanity despite of all the struggles you've faced. Start writing letters to your own self. Make yourself proud because you know what you have come through. Everybody goes through a lot in their life. People are bitter with them. They have faced a lot of rejections. They have seen a lot of failures. So whatever brings you here is made up of those struggles, those hurdles that you have crossed. Start writing letters. This would help you improve your writing skills. Yes, it is very important. So speaking is not just about using your tongue, your palate and just spitting out the words. It's more about developing the whole language skill. So writing would help you even in your speaking. And writing about your thoughts, your feelings, what all you have overcome is going to be a different experience altogether. Have that diary with you where you write every day. I have already talked about writing journal. If you want, you can also start journaling, but I would still say write one letter to yourself every day, talking about all the experiences, the sweet ones, the bitter ones, whatever you want to share. You are the best person to keep your own secrets, aren't you? So try writing those letters. This will help you. And why am I stressing on letters is because it will be easy for you to express. That expression of your feelings, the true feelings, would be on a different level. It would help you pen down everything in a different way. And when it comes to talking about our own feelings, we always end up finding words, sentences, everything for that. Even if you are writing wrong, no one is going to read it. It is for your own self. By this time, you have probably embraced that solitude. You have started to enjoy your own company, which is very difficult at a young age because you want friends, you want partners. You are more stable-headed. I keep repeating this word. So start writing. Build up your writing skills first. It is going to do amazing work for you. Start your journey with writing something. Writing a journal, writing letters to yourself. Why don't you start writing letters to people who stay away from you in a different country? See, reminding them of good old days would be wonderful for them as well. Won't it be? So start writing letters, buy greeting cards, make your own greeting cards. Festival season is coming. Do something like this. This will keep the newness in your life intact. So do something new. Okay, then I have already talked about it so many times that you read. You don't get into this whole virtual thing and start listening to podcasts. I know YouTube video is something which is important, but still getting in touch with the essence of those times is going to feel more amazing for you. You would feel wonderful when you will do all those things that you have missed out on. Start reading. Pick up the real books. These virtual books which they have on Kindle and everything, I can't even understand how people read it on a screen because the feel and touch of a book is different. Smelling its pages is something which just acts as a drug for me. And tasting it, and you would say that what am I saying? Tasting a book? Yes, we do taste it when we do like this. It's like tasting a book. Every book has its own flavor. Well, I am a book lover. I am in love with books. My soul just stays in the book. So I can talk about it endlessly, but you don't leave that part. The times when the only source of knowledge were books, magazines, newspapers, people would rely on only these sources. You would go to libraries to find books. Get back to the same source and keep a dictionary with you so that you are always able to find out the meanings of the words. I still have a dictionary. I have a bigger one, but right now in my bag I always keep this pocket dictionary. It is not in a very good condition, but I always keep it along because finding a meaning in a dictionary is something else. It has no, you cannot match it with a Google, I believe. So find out the meanings, read the books. I have some book recommendations for this particular age group. There is one of my favorite books. It is the book The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma, a very, very famous book. It is something which will tell you that accumulating material wealth is not everything, how we should start investing in our own self, in our physical and mental health. It will be a good read, it will be a journey. Read it and you are going to love it. I can truly say that you are going to love it. There is this another book by Robin Sharma, which is again a wonderful read, Who Will Cry When You Die. The best part about this book is that it is not like a whole long book. It's not a story, it's not a novel. It has very small chapters of 1 or 2 pages each. So there are topics which are for self-betterment and self-improvement. It has very small topics like discover your calling, every day be kinder to a stranger, maintain your perspective, practical tough love, keep a journal, develop an honesty philosophy, honor your past. All those kind of things are going to, help you. It is wonderful. So you can read this book. easy book. It's an easy read. You will not find it very hard to read. So this is going to be a great experience again. Then this book, Unstoppable by Nick Vujicic. I'm sure you must have heard of this person. He has overcome all his challenges. Whenever we feel like crying about the situations, whenever we think of all the wrongs that have been done to us by others, whenever we feel about the humiliations we have faced, the discriminations that have happened to us, we feel so down and so low. The sadness occupies us from all the sides. So those times, this book Unstoppable would help us lift ourselves all over again, because this person was born without his limbs, both upper and lower limbs, no arms, no legs. This person has still conquered all the challenges which were by his side right from birth, and he has come out as a winner. So this is going to be another beautiful, very inspiring read. You can go for something like this. I clearly mention the name of the book, so don't ask me in the comment section. This is very clear over here. Think Like a Monk, a contemporary writer, Jay Shetty. Again a nice book, that when you are living in these times, when you are no more an ascetic, staying in Himalayas or staying away from your family, how can you maintain that monk inside you? How you can maintain your peaceful self? The peace of mind which cannot be denied is something which this book will tell you how you can still maintain everything wonderful about yourself. So reading again is going to be something which will help you build up your speaking skills. But how to read is one thing you have to remember. Read everything aloud. Speak the words and the sentences out loud. Now what will happen is that when you are speaking, your ears would listen to you speaking, and your mind would also somewhere subconsciously start getting trained for listening to you speaking in English with the flow. You will speak with the flow, because when you speak on your own, you might not be able to find out words. Your mind might go blank. You might be thinking all the time about whether I'm making the correct grammatical construction. But when you're reading it from a book, everything is correct. The grammar is correct. The vocabulary is right. So when you speak it aloud, you are using all three senses of yours. You're using your thinking, your imagination is active at the same time. When we watch something on television screen, or here when you're watching a YouTube video, or you're listening to a podcast, have you ever noticed that the mind is not active? You're listening to it, the ears, everything is getting into the ears, the picture is being played in front of you, but the mind is somewhere sedated. It doesn't need to be active because it's passive consumption happening. But with book, you cannot do without being active. If you're reading it aloud, your senses have to be active. That's the advantage of reading over all the other aspects. People would say that this is the time of technology, start using it, watch more YouTube videos, listen to more podcasts. Even I suggest it sometime. But if you ask me one thing that can make you fluent, it is reading. Nothing else but reading. So start reading. Read it out loud. Use your speech. Speak up. Speak up. You might not realize at that time, but your ears are getting trained. It is getting habitual to listen to you speaking with the flow, listening to you speaking fluently, and your mind also is getting ready for that. So when your three senses are active, you are going to be fluent. If nothing else, do it for 21 days without a break. The day you feel I've taken a break, start again that 21 days cycle. So read it for 21 days and then come back and comment in the comment section below. Haven't you started speaking English in a much better way than before? Do you see a lot of improvement in yourself? That's the magic of reading. And read books which can inspire you further, which can make you think about life ahead in a beautiful way. This is the time when you can bring some new changes in your life. The new beginnings can happen. So read books like that. Find out your own books. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Now you are watching a YouTube. Certainly in these times you cannot avoid the social media and the technology thing. If you are watching a YouTube video, or if you are listening to a podcast, make sure that you're listening to someone who talks in sync with your thinking. If you compulsively start listening to someone, you might not like the whole concept of the person talking, and it would not work on your skills. You would be motivated to do the same thing when the person is talking about the things which you resonate with. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Listen to someone who's probably your age or from your area, or you just love listening to that person. Choose the person you are listening to wisely. Don't listen to native English speakers. You don't want to certainly have an accent, do you? It's not even important. You want to have good communication skills. You need to convey yourself beautifully. That's your idea. So listen to someone you can resonate with. Somewhere your soul would connect to that person. Listen to more and more of people. There are, I think, thousands, more than thousands of people in India who are making videos like these, who are training you to start speaking English in a beautiful manner. So listen to as many people and as you can, and you will know, your heart will tell you that this is the person you can connect best with, and start listening to that person. Follow the way that person is speaking. This will help you build your pronunciation skills. Your grammar, your vocab, and your sentence formation will be taken care of by reading and your writing skills. But the pronunciation part and the choice of words and the throw or the flow of speech will be learnt by working on your listening skills. So this will happen when you will listen to a person your soul connects best with. So do that. Find the right person for yourself. So this was all about writing, reading, and listening skills. Now let's come to the most significant skill, and that is speaking. Start speaking. You don't need a speaking partner or a speaking buddy, which is very popular these days. Everybody wants to have a speaking buddy. What happened to your own self? Why can't people talk to themselves? You know what Sadhguru says? He says that if you get bored when you're alone, that means you are in a very bad company. Trust me, nobody needs a partner or a buddy. You can talk to yourself in the best possible way. There cannot be a best partner for you than you, your own self. If you're not enjoying talking to yourself, how can you enjoy talking to someone else? We have to start enjoying our own company, and by this time, after this wonderful age, I think you can know what I'm trying to say. You can very easily understand the value of my words at this moment, because you know it's so important to connect with your own self at a different level. By this time, you have seen the reality of relationships, friendships, and other connections, the professional connections. You by now very easily understand how well people are connected to you in real way. So you know the value of being with yourself. You know the value of self-love by now. You know how important it is to look deep within. And that is what I'm trying to say. Stop waiting for joining an institute or talking to a trainer. I think you have all the knowledge. You have the ocean of knowledge within yourself. You just need to dive deep into yourself, into your existence, and bring out the pearls of wisdom. Start weaving a beautiful language skill for yourself. You have the words in you. You have all the sentences in you. You just have to bring them out. And for that, your reading, your writing, your listening, and your speaking is going to help you. So the idea of this whole video was that you have to work on all the 4 skills. You have to work on your writing skills, you have to work on your reading skills, you have to work on your listening, and the most important is your speaking part. So speak every day. Right from getting up in the morning, start speaking. Plan your day in your own words. What all are you going to do now? And then tell yourself, keep giving yourself the instructions that this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. And the moment the day ends, tell yourself, how did you feel about this whole day? How was the day? Was it something which you expected? Was it not so good? Was it amazing for you? So tell yourself everything. Make English a part of your routine and start working on all these 4 skills. You are going to be fluent very, very soon. That's my promise to you. I'm going to end this video right now, and I believe that just after watching this video, you will start following these tips and you'll start working on building your English fluency. All the very best to you. I'm going to see you in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself and keep loving yourself unconditionally.